Hey guys, welcome to this episode on the TTM Squeeze. Was designed by John Carter. He came up with the system of letting you know when the market is in a squeeze and when the market is going up and down through its cycles. He came up with a bunch of good stuff. This one, I changed the colors of them. Normally they're yellow, red, and green, and light blue, dark blue. But I changed the colors to kind of make it easier to match something that I'm working on. So I borrowed his code, and it's still his thing. It's just when I did it to where I use it for my watch list. So this down here, where the signal goes up and it goes down, I put it here next to the bars. So I'll explain what this is. This is what I'm kind of sharing with you guys, so you can kind of see what's going on with the 4 hours, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. Okay, so let me kind of break this down first so it doesn't get too confusing. Put that Christmas tree away. All right, so to me, it was easier as the market goes up, you got green. So you got green, you're good to go green up, you got dark green, and then as it starts to come down, it turns to yellow. That's the color that I chose for myself. These are colors that you can change. And then once it falls down below, it's red. So it goes from yellow to red, and then from light green to dark green. If that makes any sense. That's how I did it. Okay. So as I'm looking at the trade, sometimes it makes it easier for me to find out what's going on with the upper higher time frames rather than going from here to the 4 hours, look at the 4 hours, then I go turn around and look at the daily, then turn around, look at the weekly. I can do all that in a glance by just looking here. It just tells me right off the bat what the stock is doing. Okay, so if let's say I'm looking at CHK, when you're on it, it's hard to see how it turns blue on you, so you can't see it. So we'll pick something that I haven't grabbed yet. Let's see, right? What's a good one right here? Say somewhere kind of like, all right, we'll do this one, WFT. On the 4 hour, it's going up, so it means it's up here. And on the daily, it's down here working its way up still. So on a bigger time frame, it has more momentum to go. On the weekly, it even has a bigger time frame, so it's working from the bottom, working its way up. But on the monthly, it's coming down. So as right now, we got 3 of them going up, except for the monthly. So we'll check them out. We'll start with the 4 hour. So it's working its way up, right there. Its linear is pushing up. Then we go to the daily. Oh, yeah, daily. Lighter side working its way up. If I remember correctly, the weekly was doing the same thing. Working its way up. And the only one that was working its way down was red, was on the monthly. So we go to the monthly, and it's working its way down. So this is how kind of gives you at a glance which stocks are pushing which direction. So the monthly is kind of keeping this trade from moving up, while if you zoom in to the 4 hours, it's moving within its range, but the monthly is holding it from being able to take off. So it kind of gives you an idea of what the trades are doing, okay, at a glance. Then you got the TTM squeeze, which I turned to gray, which means they're not in a squeeze. And when they are in a squeeze, they turn red. So for example, if I look at INNT, inside the 4 hour there's a squeeze, and inside the daily there's a squeeze. Okay, so we go to the 4 hours. It's in a squeeze right now. If I go to the daily, it's in a squeeze right now. So what are the squeezes? Well, the squeezes is that the market needs to, it goes from volatility to just being all of a sudden being just relaxed, compressed like a soda can. And once it comes out of being in a squeeze, the market has to explode in a direction either up or explode in a direction going down. So if the market is on the upside, chances are that it will squeeze to the upside and you'll get an explosion to the upside. If the market is going down and it breaks out of a squeeze, then it will push to the downside. So once it broke out, it was sitting around 210 and it squeezed down and went all the way down to 169 because it broke out of the squeeze. Okay, so it's kind of giving you an idea that it might take off and you might get a nice little boost of energy in a certain direction. So what it's doing is giving me here on the 4 hour and on the daily I got on CRMD, I might be looking at a squeeze, but one's going down, one's going up. So that might cancel each other itself out. Oh, no, now they're both going down. See how it just changed? So if I look at those two, when this thing breaks out of the squeeze, chances are it might push to the downside, this stock. Yeah, the daily's doing it, and it was the 4 hours that was on the downside. So it's been in a squeeze for a couple of days now. So chances are that this stock might decide to drop when it comes out of a squeeze, and you might get something like this again. So it kind of gives you something to look at that you might want to, if you're ready to short it, you might pay attention to it to see if it's something that you might want to short, because it's giving you 2 heads up that this stock might want to do like a little push, you know, for however much it wants to do. So it kind of helps you out. So if you separate them, it looks like this. You got the 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly, and then you got the squeeze, which is the other indicators, 4 hour, daily. All you need is one of these you can download, and you can just change the time frame. Okay, you go click on it, go to customization, do the squeeze thing. Oops, sorry, and the little scroll, and then you can change what time frame you want. Right there. I always include the extended hours. So then you just do multiple of those, and you can have as many time frames that you want. Same thing with this squeeze. You just tell it what time frame you want. So I look always at the bigger boys before I do my day trading to see which direction the market wants to jump at. So I have the direction is going, and if there's any squeeze going on. So it looks like this. My 4 hours are together, my dailies are together, my weekly, my monthly. I really don't need a squeeze, because if you look for weekly and monthly squeezes, you're going to be sitting there for half a year waiting for those things. So I don't even bother with them. And I don't go any lower than a 4 hour, because technically I just want to see what the big boys are doing when I get into the smaller market with the 30 minutes and all them to kind of to get my day trades going. Sometimes if I see that everything's heading up, and I see that today might look like a good day to short, but I see that everything is kind of pushing to the upside, I might want to think twice before shorting something, because the bigger guys are saying we're not going to go down right now. So then you get in a trade, and the thing is sitting at the same price for the next 3 days, and you're like, oh, why did I get into this trade? You know, because there are things holding it back sometimes. So this will kind of give you an idea of how this thing works. All right, guys, enjoy. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, and I'll help you guys out.